right, welcome back to 90.
I just had a brain fart.
91 North 95 South.
There you go. Hell yeah.
That's for the bloopers.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back to 91 North 95 South. I'm here with my co-host, Max DeMeza.
Hello.
As always, I'm Daniel Drainville, and we are here.
Name still hasn't changed.
Never going to change unless one day I get really bored.
Yeah.
So we're back on a, what is Tuesday, January 18th.
Yes, sir.
And we got a couple important things to talk about.
Yes, sir.
The first of which being yesterday was Martin Luther King Day.
Yep.
So we wanted to give this a special mention at the top of the episode because we like to think that, you know, we are a podcast and as individuals align ourselves with, you know, the message of Martin Luther King, the ideals for the world that he had envisioned.
Yeah.
So it's really a cornerstone. If you listen to our podcast at all, then you will know that we try to make this socially informative as well as sports informative.
Yeah. Hot take. We like equality.
Yeah, which it's not a Max Kellerman take. It shouldn't be a hot take, but you know, here we are in a world that, you know, still probably hasn't changed to.
No. As we'll discuss briefly, the voting, it really hasn't changed much since Dr. King passed.
Yep.
Or was assassinated.
Yep. And then the mountaintop that Dr. King envisioned, you know, as a society, as an American society, we still haven't reached that plateau yet. So we're you know, we as individuals will fight to you know, strive for that equality, and you know, we'll hope to reach it as a society one day.
Yeah.
As quickly as we can. So yeah, happy Martin Luther King Day, even though it was yesterday. But we're gonna get into a couple things that celebrated the day. The first of which being the NBA had some special shirts. Hang on, let me pull these up.
Yeah, I saw those. I didn't quite see what they said, but I saw a bunch of you know, everybody on the bench wearing those.
Yeah, I think everyone wore these, you know, in warm-ups and that was on the bench. So the shirts actually say, I just pulled them up right now. They were designed in collaboration with the NBA PA, National Basketball Players Association, or is that just NBPA? Sorry, just NBPA.
No, that's what you said.
I just had a quick moment. So the NBPA, the MLK Foundation, and Martin Luther King III himself, the man. And so the back of these shirts, it has the NBA logo, the Nike swoosh, and then what I think is the NBPA logo. And they say Honor King with Martin Luther King's signature. And on the front of the shirts, it says, "Now is the time to make justice a reality for all." So everyone was wearing those yesterday. They had a special slate of games, you know, like they would do on Christmas Day or whatever. They had a nice schedule for the day. So anyone who got to watch that, you know, it was a good day of basketball, a good day to celebrate Dr. King himself.
Oh yeah, I saw Giannis dunk on John Collins. Good day, fun.
Really, that is the pinnacle.
That's what Dr. King would have wanted.
It's what he would have wanted. It's what he would have wanted. Giannis throwing down some monster slams. But other than that, in the NBA, we were just talking about before the show. There was a march. It was organized by Martin Luther King III, I think.
Yeah, I believe so. I don't really know who organized it, but I know the Martin Luther King III, as well as his daughter, just the King family, and a few other speakers. There was a march, right? Yeah, in DC.
Yes, it was. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just looking for the point in this article where it says. Sorry, I thought I just found it.
Well, anyway, while you look for that,
yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Yeah, so they spoke, and basically it was because the Senate is filibustering. I believe it's the John Lewis Voting Rights Act is the bill's name. And the Senate is filibustering it so it doesn't reach the House floor.
It is the Freedom to Vote John R. Lewis Act.
Freedom to Vote John R. Lewis Act. So basically they were trying to get the filibuster to end, and the bill, if it gets passed, it would basically secure voting rights for many people of color in a lot of states. They try to change voting laws, whether it's voter ID, voter registration, early balloting, absentee ballots, whatever. And most of those, 99% of the people affected by those laws are people of color. It's the same. It's basically the same issues that Dr. King had to deal with in the 60s. Hasn't really changed, and basically it would take a lot of those powers from states away, and make them federal. And it would make the election day a national holiday. Basically just doing things that should have been done, 50, 60 years ago.
Yeah, could totally agree. And so this march, which occurred across the Frederick Douglass Memorial Bridge in Washington, D.C., was sort of a protest to change the filibustering rules, which are long-standing tradition.
Yeah.
But which the Republicans have been using to try to to oppose this law or act. Sorry.
Yeah, they use it all the time. Well, any politician, but yeah.
So yeah, we have to give a special shout out to that work that was done yesterday, and we are completely in favor of the Freedom to Vote Act, as we were just discussing before this.
Yeah, I was down in D.C. in August for this same bill.
Yeah.
In the description, we're gonna put a donation link for the NAACP Legal Defense Fund that I've donated to. I assume Dan has donated to as well. But yeah, just give, whatever you can. Or, if you don't have money but you have time, go to a rally or something for this.
Yeah, because there's multiple ways you can help out.
Yeah.
We know we are, pretty broke most times. So
but hey,
even a couple bucks.
Yeah, if you got $2 that you were gonna buy a Dunkin' coffee with, throw it to the NAACP Legal Defense Fund.
There you go. Great donation spot, and what better way to celebrate the day, MLK Day, even though it was yesterday, and it'll be 2 days ago when this came out. But
it's all right.
It's never too late.
Yeah, it should never not be MLK Day.
Yeah.
It's always MLK
Always
Day.
in our hearts, yeah.
That's just the day we specifically set aside for.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's, great stuff that happened yesterday, and we'd appreciate if you could come help out however you can.
Oh, yeah.
And I think with that, we will get into our sports slate
Sports.
for the day.
Let's talk about whose fault it was Saturday in Buffalo.
You want to get me riled up?
6-degree weather. Clearly the New England
No.
fake creates
No. I'm sorry.
aren't ready for
I'm
that.
sorry. -6 degrees.
Oh, was it -6?
-6
Oh, damn.
with the wind chill.
Oh, yeah, right, with the wind chill.
-6 degree weather. You know what I heard before this game?
What?
I was talking to my dad before the game, and I was like, I was reading something, or maybe I was listening to WEEI,
Shout out.
the Boston sports station. It must have been because my phone died or something, because that's the only time I listen to WEEI is when I don't have my phone to connect to Bluetooth and play a podcast or something. So I was just like, I need to hear some voices talking. They were talking about how Josh Allen has bad circulation in his toes. Josh Allen has bad circulation in his toes. This is what I heard. And it didn't matter.
It didn't matter at all.
No. I am someone who also suffers from bad circulation in my toes, and I know how bad that can be. Your toes get cold really fast. I can only imagine being at the game in Buffalo in -6 degree weather, and I was looking up in the stands. First, I'm not even going to get into the game yet. I was looking up at the top of the stands. I'm like, how are these people?
Oh, yeah.
Someone got to go check on these people.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Buffalo has an open stadium, and this is mind-blowing. I always thought that Green Bay was cold. Buffalo has to be just as cold.
Dude, Buffalo's like right next to Canada.
Yeah.
Like
It's like right on the New York border.
Yeah. Nah, it's cold.
I'm flabbergasted that they haven't made a dome there.
Dude, it's to weed out all these softos.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess. But
all the fugazirettes.
Well, maybe it did factor into the game, because it's clear to me that the Buffalo Bills are just bionic men.
Yeah, built wholly different.
That have no aversion to the cold.
Dude, it's all that chicken broth they were sipping on.
The chicken broth. I almost forgot about the chicken broth. Dude, at one point during the game, I forgot this guy's name, but it was on the national broadcast. The sideline reporter.
Sideline. Oh, yeah.
It was like, I don't even remember, 35 to, let's just say 36 to 7 or something.
Game was over.
Game was well over, but there would still be another touchdown, because Josh Allen and Doug McDermott hate the Patriots. They hate them.
They were out there stealing souls.
Absolutely stealing souls. But at that point during the game, up like 4 touchdowns or whatever, the sideline reporter, he got bored of doing the reporting for the game and started reporting on the chicken noodle soup that was in the cups. And he took a sip and he was like, yeah, that's pretty good.
He said, it's the best chicken broth I've ever had.
First of all, any chicken broth would be good when it's -6 degrees out.
I think that's why. Yeah, this dude really got so bored reporting on an NFL playoff game that he said, I'll just work on my resume. Let's see how Bon Appetit likes this clip.
Now, I've seen sideline reporters go off script, off track before, whatever. I've never seen that happen.
No. There were a couple points when they cut to him where it was just nothing but him just sitting there holding chicken broth, because that was more entertaining than the shellacking that was going on the field.
Yep. And it's,
Well, except for me, I was like a pig just rolling.
you were
in the
probably
muck.
having the time of your life.
Me and my dad just laughing.
And all the other people at home, everyone that's team didn't make the playoffs, they're probably like, oh, he's having so much fun out there. Look at him. Oh, man, we're like, America's probably eating this up. Like this reporter trying the chicken noodle soup, right? It's like in Thanksgiving, like I remember they had the guy try the turkey leg.
Yeah, the Thanksgiving dinners.
Yeah,
and
they're
stuff.
probably at home eating this up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is the most disgusting sight I've ever seen. There's no way for me to enjoy this.
Yeah, what was going through your mind when this dude started reviewing chicken broth instead of football?
You know, my first instinct was to laugh. My second instinct was to be mad. My third instinct was I don't know. I don't care anymore. And that's pretty much the like range of emotions that I felt during this game.
Yeah, so before we get into the actual game, I need you to take me through quarter by quarter how you're feeling. If you can remember the score, I can pull up the score for you.
Yeah, pull up the scores for me. Pull up the scores for me, because I'm not gonna lie, it got out of hand fast. I think.
Oh, dude, it was out of hand within like half the first quarter, if that.
Yeah, I think.
Like 6 minutes into the first quarter, the
I
Bills.
remember this.
Oh yeah, dude, you should remember that. That was the beginning of the end.
I go to sleep and I stare up at the ceiling and I close my eyes, and this is what I see. I see the box score. Okay. 14-0 in the first quarter. Remember it vividly. I remember it vividly. Okay? So yeah, first quarter. All right, here's what I'm feeling.
Bills score.
Who got I don't remember who got the ball to I think we got the ball to start. I could be wrong though. No. Okay, so they got the ball to start. Yeah, so before I get into the meat of the game, first quarter, feeling like I don't want to big Duke. I'm feeling big Dookie, okay? I'm feeling really bad. And here's why. So obviously we have you see here Dawson Knox 8-yard pass from Josh Allen. Tyler Bass makes it a 7-point game. So right off the bat, Buffalo comes out the gates and scores a touchdown.
But I imagine you got to see that, and you're like, all right, it's okay. It's one drive.
No,
we'll get it back.
No, wait. I'm so sorry, guys. I forgot. I ate dinner, and then my stomach.
Did you turn it on when? Oh, okay.
No. So I was with I went back home to watch the game. Mm-hmm. I was with my parents. Ate dinner. It was like right as the game was starting. And then, like, as soon as kickoff happened, this should have been just a bad sign from the beginning. I was like, oh my God, my stomach feels horrible. So I ran to the bathroom. And I'm like, guys, just tell me what happens afterwards. I am gonna like explode right now.
It's a bad omen, dude.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So you missed the first touchdown.
I missed the first touchdown.
Okay.
But I came back. I was like, it's 7-0 already.
Yeah. No big deal.
No big deal.
Come back.
I expected the Bills to.
They're gonna score at least once.
They're a good team. They're gonna score at least once. Okay.
It's a football game. Touchdown's gonna happen.
Yeah. Right. They showed it on the replay. I'm like, wow. Josh looked incredible on the drive.
Yeah.
Made one really good throw over the middle, and then Dawson Knox finds him for the touchdown. So I'm like, all right, yeah, it's 7-0. Now we meanwhile cannot get anything started on offense. And can you go to all plays, because I don't remember how this drive ended. Let Oh, was this the
Wait, how this drive ended? Because I can tell you.
Was this the
I remember how this drive ended.
This was it. Okay.
Yeah. So Mac Jones tries to air it out. You're looking at the throw, or I was. Me and my dad see the wide out corner 1-on-1. The wide I can't remember who it was, the wide receiver.
I believe it was Jacoby Myers.
So Myers' hands are out, about to make a basket catch for the touchdown, even it up at 7s, or hopefully even it up at 7s.
Yep.
Then Micah Hyde comes out of...
No. Wait, was it Micah Hyde?
Yeah.
Okay.
Micah Hyde comes literally out of nowhere and just grabs the ball right before Jacoby Myers is about to catch it, and just honestly, if not the best interception I've ever seen, like it's up there. It was beautiful.
So I was back watching at this point. One of the cleanest interceptions that I've ever seen.
It was like it was like robbing a home run.
Absolutely, robbing is the correct word for it.
Yes.
Because I'm like, okay, this is amazing. Mac Jones makes this incredible.
It was a nice
just
throw
into the basket throw. Yeah. And Micah Hyde comes out of nowhere and just snatches it right out of the air. Cleanest could not have been a flag on that play.
No, it was crazy. I also know it was Micah Hyde because I vividly remember texting you, Micah Hyde says hello.
Yeah. I always get his name mixed up with Minka Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
So and then there's Micah Parsons. So
yeah.
There's like a couple similar names, but yeah, it was Micah Hyde. I remember now. Incredible play, and he was making play after play all game. The Bills' defense in this one really looked incredible. The whole team looked incredible. It was one of the most efficient, dominant performances I've ever seen.
Josh Allen had more touchdowns than incompletions.
Yeah, and I'm going to get into those stats later. So then...
Yeah, so they're down 14-0 at the end of the first.
Right.
How are you feeling going into the second?
At this point, I'm not feeling great. I'm not feeling great because I just watched Micah Hyde rob us of a touchdown, and I'm like, damn. What I thought going into this game was that the Patriots cannot make any. It wasn't a stupid mistake. It was a
you can't turn the ball over.
Yeah, it was robbed, but you can't turn the ball over, and you also if an interception comes to you like from Josh Allen, you gotta catch that because you're not gonna have many of those chances. And then Josh Allen just didn't throw an interception for the whole game.
No.
And okay, I'll save it for after. But second quarter starts, and the Bills were just running the hell out of the ball, too.
Yes, they were running it down your throat.
It's like not even that Josh Allen looked good. What I want to say is that the Bills' offensive line in this game was one of the most dominant offensive line performances I think that I have witnessed. It's like not only could they could get yards with Devin Singletary whenever they wanted, but they're giving Josh Allen so much time in the pocket. It's incredible. And he can move around with his feet too, so that just like doubles that.
Yeah, I remember turning to my dad and being like, man, like New England's secondary is doing like a pretty good job, but Josh Allen just gets so much time. Like, it doesn't matter.
Oh, I got things to say
It
about
was
the
crazy,
secondary.
yeah.
I disagree.
Maybe it wasn't this game. Maybe it was a different game. I said that about.
But anyways, we get 2 touchdowns from Devin Singletary, and at this point, this is where I start, being like, okay, well, it's possible. Belichick is he's the king of like
King of comebacks.
second half adjustments. Yeah, so the score is 27-0. Then we get that Nick Folk field goal at the end of the second quarter. And I'm like, okay, well, at this point, I mean, yeah, I'll take a field goal. Like, at least we're not getting shut out.
Yeah.
And I was also thinking in the back of my head, like, and I saw so many people make this joke on Twitter. So many. The 28-3 Falcons joke. That's the thing about Twitter. This is why I feel like an old man. I go on Twitter, I'm like, oh, wait, 27. That's like almost 28-3. That could be like a really funny joke, right? So I'll go to I'll go check like the latest. Someone's already made that joke 50 times. And it's like, oh, I am just an old man. That's right. So yeah, Nick Folk, probably the best player in this game for the Patriots.
Yeah, by far the best kicker in this game.
Oh yeah, because Tyler Bass missed
like
multiple extra points.
He missed like 3.
I said to my dad at one point, the only player that the Bills could use right now is Nick Folk.
True. Literally.
And then this would actually be a perfect game.
Yeah, that's true.
The final Infinity Stone. So, yeah, I'm like, I've seen talking it over in my head after this second quarter. I'm like, I've seen it before. I've seen comebacks before like this. Obviously the Falcons won. But we had Tom Brady then. We have Mac Jones now. This is exactly the spot where I didn't want to be in, which is where you have to rely on Mac Jones' arm to bail you out of a bad situation. And also, I'm upset with the play calling because, there was, I'm not sure if it was what led to this field goal, but there was one point where, I saw we weren't going for it on 4th down. And I think I saw that actually happen twice. And I'm just like, I'm flabbergasted because we haven't stopped the Bills on a single drive. It's like, if we can't stop them with our atrocious defense right now, then we got to get some kind of offense going.
Yeah.
So to not go for it on a 4th and 1, even a 4th and 2, you take the risk, Damian Harris, to pick up 2 yards for you on the ground. It's like, that's pretty good odds. It's pretty good odds for him to just get 2 yards. So I was very irate about that. And then, but, I'm hoping we can make a second half adjustment, at least make it a game, Now, Bills once again come out blazing, and our defense doesn't look any better, any more worth its while. And Josh Allen, beautiful, beautiful pass to Emmanuel Sanders. Tyler Bass missed the extra point. At this point, it's 33-3. All right, and this is a grim diagnosis.
Yeah.
This felt like the dagger to me. Absolutely.
Yeah, the game was really over like halfway through the 3rd quarter.
Yes.
It was bad.
Yeah. And so I was honestly losing, hope was gone. Hope was gone a long time ago. I was losing interest. I was like that sideline reporter. I was like, man, I don't even want to watch these guys, but I have to. I have to blow up for the podcast. I have to give my, actual sports analysis, or try to, at least. So I'm like, man, I had the thought during this point in the game where it's like, man, it's 33-3, and there's still like a whole almost 25 minutes of game left.
Yes.
What's going to be the final score of this game? This could, and this is where it took a dark turn, and I'm just like, this could, this is actually going to end up as probably the worst playoff loss in Patriots history and maybe in just NFL history.
Yeah.
And it was. So, and then Kendrick Bourne touchdown drive. Mac Jones made some good throws in this game. I will give him credit. He had 2 interceptions. He had some
I don't
also
know.
bad
You can't
throws.
even put that first one on him. Like,
Oh yeah.
at what point do you just say that guy made an absurdly good play?
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like that was a good throw. Like, literally, if that guy takes, one slightly misplaced step and it brings him off that like perfect angle that he had to the ball,
absolutely.
that's probably a touchdown.
Yeah.
So he had two interceptions.
So say it's one. We'll say it's one.
He had one that was on Mac, and I don't really remember that one, to be honest.
Like he made some good throws in this game, including the most memorable ones were to Kendrick Bourne, and Kendrick Bourne, was the bright spot on the offense for the Patriots in terms of the receiving corps in this game. I was impressed with him, and they need to figure out going into next season how to utilize him in a bigger role, because really the only guy that showed up, there were drops by the Patriots. Brandon Bolden made one. Jacoby Myers had another one. So it wasn't all Mac if you look at the completion percentage, but he was also just sailing passes over guys' heads at some points. And I'm not sure if it was because he was trying to throw the ball away and avoid turning it over, because that was so important. But there's some throws where I was just like, what was he thinking on this throw? Yeah. I truly couldn't diagnose that. So yeah, we get the touchdown on this drive anyway. There's 4 minutes and 12 seconds left in the third quarter. Still, I think there's no hope for us. And then the Bills just keep pouring it on. And
they didn't stop.
Time after time, I watched the Pats defense just be incapable of stopping the drives from the Bills. And it's just an incredible showing of offense. So, I have to give them credit for it, because it was, like you said, the most dominant performance in NFL playoff history. I have the stat in front of me. By the way, this game ended 17-47 on a touchdown pass from Kendrick Bourne.
They for real took out 25 years of getting beat in one game.
Yes.
That was all of Buffalo's anger being released at once.
All of the Tom Brady years.
Yep.
That Buffalo had kept, even back to probably the Jim Kelly era where they lost 4 Super Bowls with Jim Kelly. Just a lot of rage and frustration on the part of the Bills.
Oh yeah.
And we were the
recipient of it.
The recipient. There's a word I was looking for, but can't remember. So let me go into some of my notes now. Sorry, it's the wrong page. I have a lot.
This poor man.
Have a lot of Celtics notes too. Okay. So yeah, I'll try not to go on for too long, but the Bills.
Yeah, we're already at an hour, so.
Damn. Yeah. The Bills have become the first team in NFL playoff history to go a full game without attempting a field goal, punting, or turning the ball over.
Yep.
Josh Allen had only 3 incompletions over the course of the entire course of the game.
He had 3?
3 incompletions.
I thought he had 4.
Oh, if you would go to the box score and check, but this is, I looked it up before, so maybe I'm wrong. Oh, he did have 4. So this was wrong. Sorry.
Still had 4 more touchdowns than incompletions.
Yep. 5 touchdowns. Not probably. I would say it's the best quarterback performance that I've ever seen with my own eyes. And I do not say that lightly, because I watched years of Tom Brady, and to play in negative 6-degree weather like this, you have to literally have ice in your veins.
Yes.
And Josh Allen is just, man, that guy is different. So I'd give him credit for that. The Bills scored on all 4 of their first half possessions to build up a 24-point lead by the half. We already mentioned that, but it's just, you go a whole half of football scoring on every possession. It's, once again, it's nuts. This never happens.
It's ridiculous.
It never happens.
But it happened to the Pats, baby.
But I got to get into some of, like the Pats stuff too.
Yeah.
Because I credit the Bills, but we made mistakes, and this score would not have been as bad as it was if, there weren't so many incompetencies.
If you were just better.
Exactly. If we were better.
The Bills would never do this to my team.
Probably not. Probably not. They would have been respectful about it.
Didn't the Steelers beat them in the first week?
Yeah, maybe.
I think so.
I think the Bills did maybe start with a loss or something, but our defense was atrocious, as I mentioned. Summarizing the drives, the corners and safeties, man, the secondary was getting burned on every single route that the Bills receivers ran. I would struggle to find a time where I saw a Josh Allen pass.
I got my dad's dog with me for the month. Dog sitting while he's in Spain. He's on my lap. So if he bumps into the mic, that's what you're hearing.
It's Jake. Hey, Jakey.
It's his collar. Sorry to interrupt.
That's okay. No, I'm glad I have a break. Like I said, secondary getting burned every single time. I would struggle to go back and find a pass where, Josh Allen's receiver that he was targeting wasn't 4 or 5 feet ahead of, the nearest guy. It was insane. And, it's part of, I have a little section about what we need going into the next season, and that's going to come up in that. So just wait for that. But once again, I had a problem with the play calling, not going for it on the 4th and 2, 4th and 1, because it was absolutely crucial. And just to mention, back in December, after the Pats went on that 7-game winning streak, Matt Bowen, an ESPN staff writer, ranked the Pats, ESPN Plus article, ranked the Pats secondary the best in the league, with J.C. Jackson, Devin McCourty, Adrian Phillips, and Kyle Duggar being the core of that secondary. And, I would argue that to that point they were. And they're definitely not anymore to finish the last couple games of the season in this wild card game.
Yeah, weren't they 1-4 after they beat the Bills?
1-4. The Pats?
To finish the season when they threw 3 times and they beat them.
Oh,
or 1-3 or something.
Yeah, the one was against the Jaguars.
Yeah, and then they lost every other game.
Yep.
Should have been. The writing was on the wall.
That's what the slide. It was on the wall.
Yeah.
It was. We saw this coming. Like I said, Mac Jones not immune to criticism. Christian Barmore played this game with a knee injury. Patriots defensive lineman. And man, it looked like they really could have used a healthy Barmore because he really played through an injury, and it would have been such a boost because there was no pressure getting on Josh Allen in the pocket.
No, none at all.
So
he had finished with 0 sacks. I don't know how many pressures or anything, but
yeah, I don't know. I don't have the stats on pressures. I know the stats for the secondary. There was not a single pass deflection
Wow.
or pass.
That's awful.
What is it?
Yeah, breakup.
Yeah, not
Wow.
a single one.
That's pretty
across
bad.
the secondary. It's amazing. Like it's just you. It's so bad.
It's almost like you have to try to be that bad.
Anyways,
Maybe Bill threw the game.
Nah,
Nobody's
I couldn't see
talking
it.
about that.
I couldn't see it. He wants to win everything he can without Tom Brady.
But what if the Bills offered him mashed potatoes for life?
Well,
Lifetime supply of mashed potatoes.
you know, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Yeah. They got connections, dude.
Connections to the Idaho Spuds industry.
Yes. The Spud Mafia. It's an offshoot of the Bills Mafia. Come on, dog.
It's the offshoot of the Boondock Saints.
Yeah.
Irish Mafia. Good things to take away. And
Nothing.
I say this lightly, very lightly, with every grain of salt. The Pats, this season went 10-7, and they made the playoffs, which is, say what you will about this game, but they made the playoffs, which was, to me impressive because
above expectations.
Absolutely. I'm glad you said that because 2020 was was kind of a gap year, the year with Cam Newton, not in playoff contention. To be back after 1 year is, it's incredible. When you look at franchises like the Raiders, it was just go through these long playoff droughts.
The Giants.
Yeah, the Giants. It's like there's things to look forward to at least. In maybe some off-season development of Mac Jones and, returning of a lot of your guys, with some notable exceptions being J.C. Jackson, Devin McCourty, and Dante Hightower. But I'm not even sure if you want them back because when you look at how this game turned out and how the Bills just looked so much faster and so much more prepared and it just... The secondary could get on all levels of defense. It was bad. So I'm not sure, you might be looking at a complete overhaul of the defense going into next season. This might not be the same defense that we see next year. So yeah, that wraps up the good things to take away. There is hope. And Kendrick Bourne, I think they need to figure out how to utilize him better. Like I said, but here's some of the some quick needs for the Pats going into next season. A binky wide receiver, quote unquote binky.
Binky?
Quote unquote binky.
What is a binky wide receiver?
In other words, a receiver that Mac can throw to as a sort of a safety blanket.
Oh, like
a Stephon Diggs.
Okay.
For Josh Allen.
Or I was going to say like how most rookie QBs have like a good tight end that they can throw to.
And Mac was using the tight end, Hunter Henry, a lot over the course of the season. He was kind of his safety blanket. But when you look at how Josh Allen developed, after the addition of Stephon Diggs to the team, how Joe Burrow is developing with Jamar Chase as his sort of quote-unquote binky wide receiver. Binky.
Doing my fantasy team right.
Yeah. He's an explosion this year. But I think they need to go and look at someone like that for Mac Jones. Options, maybe a Calvin Ridley from the Atlanta Falcons. I think he will be available.
That'd be good.
And then there's some other notable ones. Maybe Allen Robinson from the Bears, who they're not using anyway. So, we'll see
you
if
could try Ben at the tight end. Ben Roethlisberger.
Freiermuth.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Try him at tight end.
Yeah.
He's a big body.
Yeah, I'm saying, dude.
He's a big body.
I'm saying.
Do
that's how they trick plays with him.
Do you
get the Taysom Hill vibe going?
Oh no,
or whatever. That's his name, right?
Yeah, Taysom Hill.
What were you gonna say?
QB tight end. This is
Gross.
craziness.
Gross.
That's like how what's his name? Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
He's a tight end now.
Yeah. I forgot about that. That's so funny.
It's
Exactly.
It's confusing, but so the other need I have is for them to not only figure out how to use Bourne more effectively, but Jonnu Smith, who you paid a bunch of money this offseason, and he could kind of be like a Swiss Army knife. They were running him on a lot of screen plays and stuff like that, but if you're paying him all that money, you got to figure out a better way to use him, and that's the facts, because it didn't have an impact in this game, and for the season didn't. So the Pats are ranked 31st in the NFL in cap space rollover for this offseason, meaning they have the least spending money.
Yeah. I was going to say in layman's terms, because I did not know what that meant.
Yeah, I explained it to Max before the podcast.
At first, when you said cap rollover, I was like, oh, so they have the least amount of returning guys. And then you were like, it's this thing about the cap. And then I was like, oh, so that's a good thing. They did this well and they spent the least in cap. And you're like, no, it means they have the least amount of cap space. I was like, oh,
I said,
okay.
no, it's actually a horrible thing.
The opposite of what I thought.
It's a horrible thing. And you know who the only one below them in cap space rollover is the Giants. Should go without saying that you don't want to be next to the Giants in anything. Offensive, defensive, DVOA, any metric, you don't want to be next to the Giants.
No.
Because if there was relegation in football, the Giants would have already been relegated to the minor leagues.
The only time you want to be associated with the Giants is TJ Watt with Michael Strahan or your Super Bowl record against Tom Brady.
Exactly.
That's the only two times.
As much as it pains me to say that, you're 100% right.
That's it.
Yeah, and maybe Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, LT, baby.
LT.
Yeah, sorry to disrespect you, Mr. Taylor.
Yeah, I mean, goes without saying, but anything else, you don't want to be associated with the Giants. But, there are ways that the Patriots can get out of this, in essence, releasing guys. There's a bunch of ways that you can sort of get that cap space up before the offseason.
Yeah, the NFL is crazy. You can just cut dudes.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you have a $20 million contract for the next 2 years, but you're out. So
yeah, there's a guy named Bill Belichick who built a career on that.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. They should not be able to do that. I feel like it's crazy that it happens for football because I mean, like, obviously, like, no league is, like, choosing to do this stuff for the players. But, like, I mean, the NFLPA must just not have any power, which I believe I've heard that before. Because that's, like, the least secure job, like, in general. Like, you average, like, 2 years in the league, and, like, you could just get bounced after your first game because you get injured and can't play again. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy how like guys get like 50% of their contract guaranteed, like if they're lucky or whatever.
Oh yeah,
it's wild. That definitely needs to be addressed.
It is. Yeah, I'd never hear anything about the NFLPA doing much of anything.
No.
So yeah, maybe in the future that will change. It's like the common thing they always say is like what the NFL stands for, not for long, and that really is the case. Like you can get cut like that.
It's crazy, dude.
And like people, injuries happen all the time. People drop off in terms of their skill level all the time.
Yeah, like Devontae Freeman.
Yeah, it's like 1 year he's a top 5 running back,
and then he's like a third or fourth stringer.
Yeah,
on some random team.
Oh yeah, he's on
crazy.
The Ravens, right? I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, after all their running backs got hurt.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah,
Adrian Peterson just got signed
Wait, did the
to
Ravens?
a team again this year.
Wow, that's crazy. The Ravens didn't make the playoffs.
No, they
I
didn't.
just realized that.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time that happened.
Yeah, that's wild.
Um,
What were we talking about though?
well, I mean, that's all I really had about this game.
Yeah, that's probably good.
I guess I didn't lose my mind as much as I had planned to.
I had a good time though.
I can lose my mind. If you want me to just scream.
Up to you. It's up to you.
I'm gonna go away from
Yeah, that's a good call.
Okay.
I'm so glad I took off the cans for that. Oh
yeah.
my God.
That felt good, though.
I would not have ears anymore.
That felt good. Are you going to have to fix that in the audio?
It's okay. Have fun with that, listeners.
Sorry, guys. That felt really good.
Like the Patriots' backs, your ears just got blown out.
Yeah. Everyone just take a second to laugh at our misery, okay?
Dude, it's awesome.
I'm sure you all wanted this. Just take a
No, because for my whole life, New York teams have been taking a backseat to the goddamn Patriots, the freaking Red Sox. I'm
Hey.
sick of it.
You know what? You got 2020. You got the Cam Newton year. You got the Cam Newton year, and we were out of the playoffs. What else do you want?
This. I wanted this. I wanted this.
Oh my God. Yeah, but yeah, everyone has been sick of the Patriots since their conception, real conception
especially
in
New York.
2001.
Especially New York. Yeah. That's true. Especially New York fans, dude. It's tough.
Yeah,
Or like New York fans of my generation.
Yeah, 2 Super Bowls. You guys got it pretty hard.
All right, well, you know I don't care about football. You know I don't care about football.
No,
The thing I care most about football is hating the Patriots.
Yeah.
I genuinely dislike the Patriots more than I like the Steelers.
Listen, and that's the way it should. I guess that's the way it should be. That's the symbiosis of the NFL. You know, that's the idea that the NFL runs on.
Yeah.
Catch us next time.